Have you ever wondered why one person might walk into a room and within a minute, the person is already giggling, mingling, and interacting with other people? And that person has a tendency or likelihood to make a new friend in less than 5 minutes of arriving or stepping into that room. While another person would walk into that same room, look for a quiet corner, sit, or just imagine that he can just get invincible behind the wall. Sit down, be quiet and timid, and not want to interact or mingle with other people. Yes, I know a lot of us will just say, oh, that's simple now. The person that finds being in public spaces or in social gatherings interesting, that person is an extrovert. Why the person that don't want to be associated or that with people or that don't want to be involved in social gathering or any social activity that involves interacting with other people is an introvert. Yes, why that may be the case, but psychologists or the study of psychology has discovered that using just introversion or extroversion to classify personality traits is just too narrow. Then they decided to come up with a bit with a more comprehensive way of classifying or categorizing human personality traits, which they later termed as the Big Five personality traits. So, for easy remembrance, or for us to easily remember what this Big Five personality traits stands to measure or tend to measure, they use the acronym of OCEAN, OCEAN, so we can have a grasp of what the Big Five tends to measure. O represents or tries to measure openness. Openness to what? Openness to new experiences or to new opportunities. That's why you can notice two people get their is it posting letter now, or they will be preparing to go for NYSC camp. One of them will already be fantasizing or visualizing the kind of activities that they are going to be involved in during their stay in camp, while the other person will be panicking, like the person will be looking for every means possible to not get involved in the camping experience in the stay because they feel like, oh, it's going to be stressful or they might be busy or whatever, but they don't just want to have that experience. They have had their minds made up. So O, which is trying to measure the degree of openness to new experiences of a person, the person will pass or will be high on openness when you are likely to want to try new things, new experiences, new dishes, new places, new people, new ideas. But when you are low on openness, you want to stick to your routine, do the business that you know, do the things that you are sure of, hang around with the same people that you know, and not wanting to try brand new experiences. O C. C is for what? Conscientiousness. And what does conscientiousness tends to measure? Tends to measure the degree of organization or discipline a person might have towards achieving a particular cause or towards achieving a particular goal. Somebody that is high on conscientiousness will be very, very goal getting oriented. While somebody that is low on that same conscientiousness will likely want to just be spontaneous, just want to do things at will. Like they are not really good at organizing, planning, and sticking to the plan that they have made. Then the other one would be O for openness, C for conscientiousness, OCE. E will now be for extroversion. Remember how we started with introversion and extroversion? Extroversion is trying to measure the degree of how the person or how a person gains energy or how he absorbs energy. Does hanging around other people improve or boost their energy level, or does it depreciate it? If you are high on extroversion, you will find it very easy to mingle, make friends, socialize, live of the party, like the party no dey start if you never did the type of vibe. But if you are low on extroversion, you'll be an introvert. You will not really find it pleasant wanting to strike up a conversation with another person. Even if you really, really wish to introduce yourself or mingle with this person, but you just find yourself stopped. You're just there in one corner wishing, I wish I could be having fun. But that's not you. In your mind, you are screaming, I just want to go home and play my COD type shit. So OCE. A now tends to measure agreeability. Agreeability. When you find yourself as someone who always want to maintain peace, keep the peace around your friend group or your friendship group, like you are not the one to want to go for aura or let the violence lead this place. You're not that kind of person. You are a peacemaker. You know that you are very high on agreeability. But once you are the violence type, you are the aura for aura type, let violence flow. Know that you are very low or you are low on agreeability. It's not that it's bad or it's good, but you are not just the person that like you don't avoid confrontation. If they give you, give them bars books. That's your vibe. Then the last one, OCEAN, neuroticism, neuroticism, neuroticism. Neuroticism tends to measure the stress levels that one can endure, or if you tend to get easily stressed by an event or an activity, or everything just easily stresses you out. Remember, I used the case study, or let's take for instance, you are in, like now, I'm a 7 core member, and when you and your friend you got your PPA, you got your call up letter at the same time. The excitement that one of you might have that, oh, I want to go to camp, oh, I want to experience this thing, I want to do a vlog, I want to do this, do this, do this, and you're excited, and the other person is like, Benny, how do I avoid this whole camping experience altogether, entirely? How will it be possible for me not to travel this distance to go to the camping ground or to kill or to do all this stress? You're already freaking out. Know that your level of neuroticism is high. If you easily get stressed, you easily get rattled, and you easily have negative recurring emotions or feelings, know that your neuroticism is low. But once you are stable, you don't easily get rattled. You are kind of emotionally calm, no matter the kind of circumstances that life might throw at you. You always bounce back and try to just handle the situation with grace. That you are very high, like you are low on neuroticism. So that'll be all for the big five. Why am I stressing in all of these things? I was thinking that because something is common knowledge to you or to me, does not mean that it's common knowledge to another person. So that's why I just thought to share the big five personality traits. And if you are wondering where your own strong suit is, or where you fall within the big five and personality category, because personality is a spectrum. It's not like, oh, you're either this or this. You could be a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this, a bit of that. And no personality is actually negative or it's actually bad. It's just how we are experiencing each other differently as human beings. So whenever you tend to think of, oh, that guy is a snob, or that guy is very difficult, or that guy is too emotional, or that man is too strict, is too straightforward, is too rigid, know that that person might just be operating from a different psychological profile that you are operating from. And we are just trying to be here and express ourselves as human beings. So that will be all for today about the big five and personality traits. Bye. Catch you on the next one.